Jurors at Cambridge Crown Court have been shown more footage of serial killer Joanna Dennehy. In this CCTV footage, Joanna Dennehy and one of her alleged accomplices, Gary Stretch, whose real name is Gary Richards, are pictured walking hand in hand at the height of a nationwide manhunt. The CCTV footage was taken at a service station south of Worcester on April 2, 2013. Dennehy and Stretch were wanted by police following the discovery of a body near Peterborough the previous day. The court heard that later that day, Dennehy randomly selected and repeatedly stabbed two strangers as they walked their dogs in Hereford. 31-year-old Dennehy has admitted murdering Lucas Slabowski, John Chapman and Kevin Lee.
So when I look at Joanna Dennehy, that woman is pure evil. I wrote to her because I wanted to to develop some sort of relationship with somebody to find out what made her tick, what made Joe tick. But the thing was, she was writing to me very, very beautiful, couple of really beautiful letters. The spelling was perfect. The way that the letter was written was beautifully presented. It was flawless, the letter. So she's presenting as, and which she was, quite an intelligent young lady. As Martin Brunning said to me, she was hot-wired to become a lawyer or something like that. She was well on her way. She was a young, intelligent girl. What Joe was that she had a beautiful start in life until she got involved with these fairground workers and alcoholics and drinking and drugs and stuff like that. It frazzled her brain. And she probably looked back and thought, I've just my life up. And I hate it. And I hate the men and I hate everybody in the world. And that's echoed by the fact that when she had two children, never touched them once they were born. She never suckled them. She never spent a second with them. She never kissed them. She didn't want anything to do with them. She treated her common law husband like dirt. She treated men like dirt. She used men. And she's a very dangerous woman.
John Treenall knows Joanna Dennehy perhaps better than anyone. The pair had a stormy 12-year relationship, which ended 4 years ago. They also have 2 children. Speaking exclusively to ITV News, John recalled the last time he saw her.
She'd slashed all her arms, blood was pouring, she had blood coming from there, and short mini skirt, she'd cut her legs, and both my kids are in bed, and she's pulled out this big massive knife, and that was it. That was the end for me. That was it.
Up until the age of 50, her parents, I met her mother. I interviewed her mother very briefly. Bless her, she broke her heart. And they're victims too, the father and the mother. And they've done their best for their child. And they got her on the right track. And then she starts going wild. And her mother said to me, so I sort of mentioned, well, what about the social services? Could you get them involved to try to bring Joe back into the school? And she said, the more we tried, the more she rebelled. And it was the alcohol from the fairground workers and the drugs that were filling her that fried her brain. And that was it. The mother was absolutely heartbroken.
You've met loads of serial killers in America. Would you say she's still worse than them?
Joanna Dennehy, yeah. Well, yeah, because look, I think first thing is that she's not actually a big person. And the knife she used is not that big dagger thing that you see in the pictures. It was only about a 5-inch pocket knife. And to walk up to somebody in broad daylight in the street with a 5-inch folding pocket knife and literally stab them to death in the street, time and time and time again, like she did down in the West Country. Blood pouring out all over the place. That is evil. If we take Michael Ross in Connecticut, for example, I developed a relationship with Michael over a few years. He's been executed now. I got on very well with him. He had a very high IQ, Cornell graduate, called him the Roadside Strangler. And I went to see him on my own with just an audience. videotape and interviewed him at Summers Prison on death row. And then over a period of time, I thought, well, we'll go out there with a film crew. The point of it was that he'd admitted to I think it was 7 or 8 murders. And that's why he was on death row. I think it was 6. No, but he hadn't admitted 2 others. One was Zung Nok 2 and the other one was Paula Pereira at Crystal Run in New York. And there were these 2 that the parents, you know, they wanted some closure. And I write very much from the parents' point of view. I look at it from their minds. We're going to do this interview with Ross on camera. And that previous evening, the police turned up at our hotel and they said, look, Christopher, you know, you're talking to Ross. He won't talk to us now, but we've got these 2 cold cases. Is there any way you can sort of get him to chat to you? And I said, well, my producer went mad, Fraser Ashford. He said, but you can't do that, Chris, we'll get locked up. That's entrapment. But during the interview, and the police also gave me some paperwork and bits and pieces that only the police knew about. It wasn't public domain. So when I was interviewing Michael, I said to him, well, you're not exactly a big hitter, Michael, are you? You've only done 6. That was only on 6. You're not a Ted Bundy or anything like that. You're lightweight. He said, no, I've done X, I've done 8 or 7 or 8 what it was. And I said, well, no, you haven't. I said, he said, well, who were the others then? He said, well, Zung Nok 2 and Paula Pereira. And the fascinating thing was that he's sitting there. I mean, this video, it's on, you can see this interview on one of these channels, Netflix or something or other. So I said to him, no, you're lying. He said, no, I've never lied to you, Chris. I killed Zung Nok 2 and Paul. I said, what did you do with Zung Nok 2 then? And I knew about the case anyway. He said, well, they said I strangled her to death, but she drowned. I said, well, how do you know she drowned? He said, well, I saw her over a bridge at Cornell University and she drowned. I strangled her, but she drowned. So I technically didn't murder her. So then I said, what about Paula Pereira? Now, I had this stuff now from the police right by the side of me. I said, well, what was she wearing? He said, I don't remember. I said, well, what did you do with the body then, Michael? And he said, there was a willow tree at Crystal Run. He said, just off the road there was a bit of a swampy area. He said, I strangled her there, he said. And he said, by the willow tree, then there's a stone wall and stuff. And then he got it all out without reading him his Miranda warning. I mean, I was actually in a bit of a problem. I was doing the police a favour and the parents a favour. But my producer, and then also there was another one of his cases where he abducted 2 schoolgirls. There was Leslie Shelley and April Brunet. I was talking to Bulldog Satie, the prosecutor in New London, who prosecuted Ross. He's a real tough prosecutor. I said, look, Michael Ross has made another admission on camera. I said, but I don't think you're going to like it. And he said, what is it? He said, I hate that. He said, I want to pull a switch on him. I said, well, he's told me and the crew on camera that how he murdered these 2 girls and what he did to what he did to Leslie Shelley after she was dead. I said, it's disgusting. And Bulldog Satie went absolutely nuts. It was a terrible thing. And what Ross did was every time he admitted something, he burst into laughter. He giggled, hysterically giggled, before he calmed down. But he was unshackled, and there's pictures of him on the internet, Michael Bruce Ross. And to speak to him, he was a very personable young man. There was a New York journalist interviewed him, I can't remember her name now, but she said to me, if I was walking up a dark alleyway at night and heard footsteps behind me and I turned around and saw Michael Ross, she said, I'd be relieved. He's like the boy next door.